Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thanks for joining me. If you could, give me a like, subscribe, hit that little bell out beside the subscribe button as well. That way you don't miss anything from the Big Ranch Show. If not, it won't make it to your inbox. Now, many of you know that I am not a big supporter of Donald Trump. You can tell through a lot of my videos that I've done that I am just not a fan of Donald Trump. And there are many policies he's supported, or he's supported already in his young presidency, that I have just been sickened by. And a lot of things he said that just disgust me. But at the same time, this is America. We're allowed to have our own opinions. We're allowed to, and he's president. He's just doing what he thinks he's supposed to do as president. I may not agree with it. I may not like it. But that is the facts. But there's no reason for the media to lie about a president. We dealt with this for 8 years under President Barack Obama. And now, in the last, 10 months of this presidency, there's been a lot of lies in the media about this president. Saying that he's done something or did something or said something that he really didn't say, that's kind of taken out of context. And this brings me to this picture right here. As you see, Donald Trump has a box and he's dumping some stuff out. He was feeding koi with the president or the prime minister of Japan yesterday. And a lot of the left-wing media went crazy, saying, look at that, he has no patience. He's lost his patience just feeding fish. I saw a tweet that said, I hope he doesn't treat the nuclear arsenal of the U.S. the same way as he does feeding, fish food. And you look at the picture and you sit there and see that the prime minister or whatever of Japan is sitting right there next to him, holding his box. Donald Trump's holding his box. And then, of course, Donald Trump's dumping it out. But the media went crazy saying, oh, he's overfeeding the fish, or he's being disrespectful to the Japanese and their culture. Problem is, none of this is true. Previously, right before this picture was taken, the Prime Minister of Japan dumped his fish food out of his box as well. So he was basically just doing what the President of Japan or the Prime Minister of Japan, whatever they call their leader, he was just following the actions of the person that he was with. He was simply doing what the leader of Japan himself had already done. So basically, he was just, as the old saying goes, when in Rome. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Well, he was there with the leader of Japan, who had just dumped his fish food out. So Donald Trump went ahead and dumped his out after they did a few scoops with a spoon. Whether or not you like what he did, whether or not you're one of some fish fanatic or animal rights activist who thinks, oh my God, he's overfeeding the fish, he was just following what the other person was doing. Now, I'm not going to say that for a lot of things. That doesn't hold true on every aspect of life. Just because you're with somebody that murders somebody doesn't mean it's okay to go ahead and murder somebody. But in this case, he was just doing as the leader of Japan had already done. Now, let's get to the meat of this a little bit. Here's where I have a problem with it. First off, the tensions are extremely high in Asia right now, with Japan, South Korea, China, and with North Korea, and it being the center of that tension. There is a lot of stuff going down in Asia right now that is not good. Okay, you've got a lot of bad things going on here. You've got North Korea threatening to annihilate the United States and everything. You've got some ethnic cleansing going on in certain parts of Asia as well. But you're looking at a powder keg of a situation. And what we don't need at this moment is anything that could possibly rile up other people in the region. Like, if if you make a lie about the president about feeding fish, some people in Japan could have taken that as to mean he was being disrespectful if their media hadn't covered it a different way, or if they hadn't seen what their leader had already done. Some people could have seen this as an offense of some sort and a reason to violently protest, as opposed to the peaceful protest that Donald Trump has met in Japan. So let me get this, let me just be honest with you here. Here at the Big Ranch Show, yes, this is an opinion show. And yes, I do lean left on a lot of issues. But the main point of this YouTube channel is to point out the truth, is to point out the mainstream media lies. Because we all know that the mainstream media loves to lie to its listeners. My goal here on this channel is to bring you the truth. Whether or not it supports my views or not, whether it supports the people I support or not. These are the things that I believe. I believe that the media should be just, honest, and fair. I do not believe that the media should be lying about what's going on in the world around you. So if you don't want to be lied to, keep checking out the Big Ranch Show. Keep coming back, and I'll keep doing my damnedest to bring you the best and most honest news that I can possibly bring you. But like I said, no matter what I think of Donald Trump, I'm not going to sit here and purposely lie about Donald Trump. I may not like him. I may not like his policies. But that does not mean that I'm going to sit here and deal with lies and let people just lie about the president when he hasn't done what they're claiming he has done. Anyhow, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you down the road.